Hi everyone, welcome to the History of Football channel, and today I'll be doing my instant match reaction for the match against Leicester City and Everton. It were a relegation 6-pointer, both teams needed a win in this game and it's finished 2 goals apiece. Out of the two teams, there were more pressure on Everton to get a result in this game. A loss pretty much would have almost certainly condemned them to relegation. With Leicester City losing would have also been bad, but the pressure were more on Everton, and with it being at the King Power Stadium, to start off that game, it were absolutely rocking. The Leicester City fans were dead loud. The Everton fans were trying their best to get loud as well, but all you could really hear in those opening stages were the Leicester City fans. I thought that Everton weathered the storm well though in the opening stages, and they were the better side. They forced Everton into some good saves, and there was one through Iwobi where he kicked the ball. It looked like it were going to go in the net, and Everton managed to palm it away with his right glove. It was a really good save. The breakthrough come in the 15th minute when Dominic Calvert-Lewin was fouled by Castagna. Castagna pushed Dominic Calvert-Lewin in the back. It were a clear penalty. Dominic Calvert-Lewin took the penalty, went straight down the middle. Everton went to his right. It was 1-0 for Everton. And just when it looked like Everton were getting on top, they conceded a very soft goal. This one was scored by Soyuncu in the 22nd minute. And really, this one's on Michael Keane. He should really put his body on the line. He should really dive in and want to head that ball out of the 18-yard box. But he let the ball kind of bounce. Soyuncu was more desperate to get to it, and he kicked it in to make it 1-1. And after that, I thought that Leicester City were starting to come into the game, and they had a few more chances. There was a couple of times that Jamie Vardy were caught offside. In the 33rd minute, Leicester City took the lead through Jamie Vardy. This one was Alex Iwobi's fault. If you look back at the replays, he had Doucouré out to his left. Doucouré was asking for the ball to be kicked out that way. Iwobi tries for a daft pass across the field. It's intercepted by Tielemans, who gives the ball to Maddison, who kicks it through to Jamie Vardy. He goes around Jordan Pickford and makes it 2-1. And once again, it's them two, Michael Keane and Alex Iwobi, coming up with the mistakes which give the opposition easy goals. And then straight after that, it could have been 3-1 to Leicester City. Dominic Calvert-Lewin missed an absolute sitter. He was about 1 yard out from the goal. The ball was crossed in by James Garner, I think, and Dominic Calvert-Lewin fell over the ball. All he had to do was just tap it in and it would have been a goal. Straight after that, Leicester City kicked the ball down their end of the field, and Jamie Vardy goes around the keeper once again, lobs it over Pickford and Michael Keane, but the ball hits the crossbar and goes out. And even though the halftime score were Leicester City 2, Everton 1, I thought that Everton played all right in that first half. I think the scoreline didn't truly reflect the game, and I think it was just, once again, the likes of Michael Keane, Alex Iwobi doing the wrong thing at the wrong time and gifting the opposition easy goals, because I think really Leicester City didn't have to work hard for either of those 2 goals. They were just gifted to them by Everton. And at half-time, I was on social media there, and literally every second comment were, get Michael Keane off, get Alex Iwobi off, get Gray on, get Onana on, Cody, someone. Going into the second half though, Dyche made no changes. The only change they did make was one that was forced on him. Seamus Coleman, around about the 35th minute, was taken off with well, it looked to me to be a serious knee or leg injury. It was a challenge where his leg kind of looked like it bent in the challenge there, and he was taken off in a stretcher. So going into the second half, no changes made by Dyche once again. Second half though, Everton responded really well, and in the 54th minute they got the equaliser this time. This one were through Alex Iwobi. He made up for his error in the first half, and this one come in from a cross. It was volleyed in by Alex Iwobi past Everton, and it made it 2 goals apiece. And then for most of the match after that, it would pretty much end to end. Leicester City would go for an attack and raid, give the ball away. Everton would go down the other end. But with Everton, they've got some of the slowest players in the league when it comes to counter-attack, especially with Dwight McNeil. It looks like he's got lead weight strapped around his legs when he runs. And there were a couple of opportunities there after Alex Iwobi got the goal, but there was some really good goalkeeping by Everton, who I think he's not even the first choice goalkeeper for Leicester City this year. He pulled off some good saves there after the Iwobi goal. Leicester City made some changes around about the 60th minute. Maddison and Daka come on, and for most of that second half, I was screaming at the phone. I was watching the game on my phone. I was screaming at the phone, going, "Dyche, make some changes. Make some really important changes. Get Iwobi off. Get Idrissa Gana Gueye off, who's on a yellow card. Get Gray on. Get someone on the field, because some of these players are looking dead tired." But once again, Dyche, he doesn't want to make the subs. It's like to him, substitutes don't even exist. Towards the end of the game, Jordan Pickford almost gifted Leicester City a goal. He run out for no reason at all to try to get the ball. But luckily for Everton, Jamie Vardy, I think, were offside, or Harvey Barnes were offside. The ball missed the net anyway, but that would have been embarrassing if that would have gone in. Right towards the end of the game, Everton had two good chances, one through Iwobi, another good save by Everson, and then right towards the end, about 3 minutes to go, he was down to his right, Doucouré with a shot, and Everson, for me, was man of the match for Leicester City. As I said, once again, as I mentioned earlier, I think some of the turning points in that second half where we made no substitutes. No substitutes whatsoever. You could tell with Leicester City that they were bringing on people like Maddison, Daka and a couple of others, and they wanted to win the game. They were bringing on attacking players. Dyche made no substitutes. He was just happy for us to absorb pressure, try to break on the counter. I really think that Onana or Demarai Gray would have made a difference today. They maybe would have done something. We never will know that, but I mean, Dyche really has to make the changes. And okay, it's a point. They didn't lose the game. A point's better than out, but we're running out of games. And I honestly think if we're going to win a match, we have to make the hard calls. We have to make the substitutes. We have to drop players. We have to bench players that are not performing. I swear down, I think even if Coleman doesn't get injured, I bet you Dyche doesn't even bring Patterson on the field. That's what it would like tonight. Our next game is against Manchester City at Goodison Park. And to be fair, with Everton, you just never know what's going to happen. Like, especially when it comes to teams that are really high up in the table. We've demonstrated in the past we can beat Arsenal, get a draw against Chelsea. We got a draw against Manchester City when everyone said that we'd lose 10-0 at the Etihad earlier in the year. So who knows what's going to happen at Goodison Park on the Saturday. But I guess the only thing that the players can get from this match is that, okay, they didn't lose. They're still in with the fight, but we're running out of games. And, I mean, Dyche has to grow some. He has to grow a set, and he has to make the big calls. My top three players for today for Everton, in no particular order, I'd probably have to say I thought Doucouré were okay. I thought that Dominic Calvert-Lewin, despite the sitter, he were all right. And I guess when Patterson come on, he did a good job, I suppose. But besides that, nobody really stood out for me tonight for Everton. So disappointing that we didn't win, but also glad that we didn't lose. But anyways, this has been History of Football. I normally don't do instant match reactions because I don't get to see every Everton match. But on this one, my blood pressure was going through the roof, and I did a lot of swearing, and I did a lot of other things as well, which are normally associated when I watch an Everton match. But thanks for tuning in, everyone. I'll catch us all later in the next one. All right, tatty bye for now.